There's a growing need for simple websites that can be run on WordPress, but people are always getting stuck when they're just trying to set up a basic website. Part of the reason is that WordPress isn't a simple thing in itself. It runs on what we call a LAMP stack, which is Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP. And yes, there are variations on that, but what we're talking about with a stack is an operating system, applications such as Apache or Nginx, and your database and the PHP services, and then the core code from WordPress. That's managed by the open source community and may need to be constantly updated. On top of that, you're going to need your themes or templates, and then you're going to need plugins to manage things such as e-commerce, SEO, or social tools. If you don't want to run this all on your own, you can go to a software as a service model or a SaaS. There are a lot of different providers out there who are able to manage those core pieces for you, standing up the OS and the applications. But you're still going to be responsible for those themes and plugins. So what should you actually expect to pay for when you set this up? There's that base cost, which is basically going to be hosting. There may be some additional service fees if you're using a SAS model, but no matter what, there's going to be a recurring monthly fee for the core services. You may have some one-time fees if you're going to set up a custom theme, working with a WordPress developer, getting graphic design or other kinds of services put together. Personally, I don't think everybody needs a custom theme. You need good content, but you don't necessarily need a theme. Then you need some plugins. This is one of those places that in a hosted model, you may start paying a considerable amount more every month for things like search engine tools, e-commerce, and there may even be transactional, meaning every single time somebody goes through the checkout process, you may get additional fees. Outside of the basic WordPress costs, you need to register your domain name, which honestly you can do through just about any registrar. And then you're going to possibly want email services. But there are these things that I call the gotcha costs, such as SEO services, those hidden transaction costs, email service costs for something that you may not be using. If you're using your Gmail, for example, you may not be needing to pay these additional costs. And then there's how the rest of the world sees your website. These social networks are becoming increasingly important, and they talk to your website and you're constantly publishing things to them. For example, when you publish to Facebook, you're going to put your domain name in there and it's going to go find an image. You need to make sure that all the code is in there with those OG tags or open graph so that you know what it's going to look like. This may require some plugins, but no matter what, you want to think about imagery and other publishing tools, and this may require some initial setup. So why do people get stuck? Well, they get stuck just trying to figure out how to host their WordPress site to begin with. They get stuck understanding what they're actually going to be paying for. And then they don't know what level of customization they should really choose. And then finally, you can get a little lost when you start realizing that the way that the world is seeing your website and is promoting your content isn't really the way that you want it to. As always, if you have any questions and you'd like some assistance with this, feel free to reach out to me, or you can leave comments. Thanks.